Gemini, welcome. Welcome back. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and apparently Spirit has a lot to say to you quickly here. This is a general reading. Sorry about that. I know that was loud. General reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, positions, placements, and as I said, it's general, so it may not resonate with all of you. If it doesn't, then you can go and check out one of the older videos that you haven't seen yet, because when I recorded it is less relevant than when you receive it. Or maybe it's just, you know, next week will be more in line with your energies. These may not be your energies I'm picking up. We're using the Santa Muerte Tarot today. It's a relatively new deck for me. It is Fabio Listrani. He is, I assume, a fairly well-known illustrator. His work is amazing. It's beautiful. This book has some subtle variations on interpretations for the cards, and as I've just gotten the deck, I'm not fully versed. So I've set myself the homework of becoming so, but for today we'll just be going with my standard interpretations and the intuitive hits that come with it. Just doing the Taurus reading, and there's some stuff they don't want to talk about, so my throat's a little bit messed up at the moment. So let me just take a sip of my tea. Try not to burn myself. And let's see what we've got for you. All right, so you've got the Two of Pentacles coming out first. This is about making a choice between two things, two people, two projects. Look at the art. Just look at that. Gorgeous. Could be about balancing. It could be about aspects of the connection that you share with another in your life. This sort of the give and take, right? The back and forth of your energies between you and another. There's this sense of setting your priorities as well. That you have to keep like the juggling, right? Keeping everything in the air, keeping all the balls in the air, making sure everything is addressed, not letting anything slip through the cracks. But what I'm getting more here is about that sort of balancing of energies between you and another, where when there are two people and they're connected, sometimes maybe one needs more support, and then sometimes the other one needs more support, and there's this sort of, you carry each other, right? There's a balancing of energies, and where one has dropped lower on their energetic scale, their partner can help to hold them up from falling any lower, and then maybe the next day it's the partner that needs it. But there's this prioritizing of the partner, I guess is what I'm saying. There's this connection between you and another, and you sort of are balancing on a very what's the word? A very real-time, very, very active way. You are swapping energies back and forth and prioritizing that connection. It has something to do with this week for you. We have the Nine of Wands. That's the 9. The Nine of Wands is coming in next. And that is this, look at that, just look at that art. Just look at the detail. It's just gorgeous. The Nine of Wands is this resilient kind of energy, right? It's this feeling of you have stood the test of time. You've fought the battles. You're still standing. You're near exhausted right now, and you could probably use a break. But you've done it. You've managed to keep fighting for this, whatever you're fighting for. And I have a sense it's this connection there's this something about this, that prioritizing this balancing of energies with this other human being, and it feels at this point, you almost feel like, you know, you it's sort of that gritty kind of warrior energy. Like, I have fought so hard for this, and I will defend this to the death, and I am so tired, but it is everything. It is what matters. That's kind of the energy I'm feeling here. That's not always how I interpret this card, but definitely there's that resilience quality. There's that you're tired, but you're committed, right? This is something that matters. You're fighting for something that matters. And then the last cup you have is the Ten of Cups. The last card, not cup. The last card you have is the Ten of Cups, which is just, you know, emotional fulfillment and joy. All your dreams come true. It's got this gorgeous blue. Gorgeous blue. Like almost, yeah, cerulean. And the butterfly with the rib cage. It's just stunning art. Look at the flowers, little buildings. Yeah, so I think, you know, it seems, Gemini, like you're very solidly committed to this partnership. It gives you joy and fulfillment. You've fought many battles. You're ready to fight more, even if it's exhausting you to do so. You're prioritizing that connection because it gives you this. It gives you that amazing feeling of fulfillment. I don't know, Gemini. I kind of want to be a Gemini this week. This is really great. I mean, yes, relationships are work, right? That's, I mean, this card isn't always a positive, negative. I mean, it's all relative, but this card can oftentimes feel heavy. But in this context, I don't see it that way. I see somebody who has an other that they feel very connected to, who lifts them when they're low, and in turn is lifted by that partner when they're having a rough day. It hasn't been super easy, but you know, there's a value in everything that you've done to support this partnership and to help it grow. And because of all of those battles you've fought, the outcome is this Ten of Cups. You're gonna make me cry, Gemini. That's beautiful. I want to pull one of these as well, a Halloween Oracle. Just get a little further guidance. Further guidance from Spirit for Gemini for the week. You have the Jack-o'-lantern. Protection. Let's put that here. Jack-o'-lantern. Let's read the book for you. See what we have. Jack-o'-lantern. Halloween wouldn't be the same without the carving of pumpkins into scary jack-o'-lanterns. I'm just going to move these guys down a bit. Glowing menacingly from porches, dinner tables, and porches everywhere. That's repetitive. That's not me. That's the text. Jack-o'-lanterns actually have a rich history and a spiritual bent. The original term for a jack-o'-lantern was a will-o'-the-wisp, an old British term. The will-o'-the-wisp was a small bundle of sticks used as a flame or torch. The Celts, the Irish, and those living in the Scottish Highlands all carved winter vegetables, not just pumpkins, but also parsnips, carrots, or beets. The time around Samhain was, of course, when the fae and goblins were said to be roaming wild, and so the lanterns were intended to be both scary scaring off the undesirables, and to light the way in the dark. Samhain is Halloween, for those who don't know. Today, carving pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns has become an art in itself and a true icon of Halloween. Intricate designs, both scary and funny, can be found in almost every home that celebrates the holiday. Both electric light and candles now illuminate the inside of lanterns. One sec. Sorry. Know that you are protected and that you are capable of creating so sorry. The life that you want, and that the universe supports you in this should jack-o'-lantern shine his light upon you. Boundaries are important to teach people how to treat us, and drawing this card indicates that you may wish to renew the ones you have or to establish new ones. Alright, so I'm not sure how they got that out of jack-o'-lanterns, but the sense here is this card is meant to be speaking to you, Gemini, about protection, and that you are safe, essentially, if you create boundaries. If there's any fear in you about whether or not you'll be loved, whether or not you'll be safe, if you start taking care of yourself and start asserting your own boundaries about what you want your life to be, this card is saying you're safe and you have a right to have boundaries. And if you feel, for whatever reason, that you don't, or you're not allowed to, Spirit is telling you you do have a right to make boundaries and to create the life you want. And so this beautiful thing, you may be worried about losing that 10 of Cups if you were to set some boundaries around this exchanging of energies, this prioritizing of this relation, this connection. You're not going to lose it if you sincerely, honestly communicate with the other person what it is that works for you. What is it you want from your life, and how can this support that? How can we prioritize this in the rest of my life? It's safe. The message from that jack-o'-lantern card is that it's safe to have that conversation. Essentially, that's what I see there. I hope this has been helpful for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for the likes, shares, subscribes. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It is, as always, an honor to read for you, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Blessings.